Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I guess I can also say that to myself. Happy New Year! I hope you're all keeping safe and have made it through 2020 with good health. For those of you who were and still are directly affected by the pandemic, I empathize with you and I hope that you get the strength mentally and physically that you need to get through these super tough times. As you may have noticed, for those of you subscribed, the last video that I uploaded was I think about a year and a half ago. 2019 and 2020 for me were both learning about my new country, I guess, and also just settling down. And somewhere in between that, I learned that I am someone who has to basically live life before sharing my experience with the world, so to speak. Now I feel like I'm definitely ready and able to share my life abroad with you all again. So here we are on my first video back in 2021. That's probably the first time I'm saying it out loud. But I thought what better way to come back by sharing an overview of my 2020 planner with you, as you can see from the title. Perhaps it could inspire you as you set your goals and get organized for this brand spanking new year. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have here my Passion Planner with me, and I first heard about Passion Planner during my college years at SDSU, San Diego State, and I think it was from a coworker. I was a resident advisor or an RA in the dorms then. But if you're not familiar, Passion Planner was founded by Angelia Trinidad, a fellow Filipina, and the company is based in San Diego, California. I really like their concept of get one, give one, kind of like the Tom's shoes from way back then. I think that was the first company that was like a buy one, get one, or no, buy one, give one concept. I really like this planner because it provides you enough guidelines to get started, but also enough free space for you to customize your planner to what really matters to you. And speaking of customization, the planner that I specifically got was the Undated Elite Black Planner, which has Monday as the start of the week. I got the undated one because I basically bought it in 2020 around like April of last year, and so I was already 4 months into the new year, so I don't want to waste any space. And also I've had planners in the past before and did notice a trend that I tended to skip weeks. I just thought that the undated one would work for me, but there's definitely dated ones that if that works better for you, feel free to get that. As far as sizing goes, I got the pro version that they have. It was about 34 euros, and I specifically got it on Amazon because I didn't want to wait for the shipping, because from San Diego to Germany basically would have taken 2 weeks, but since they're selling on Amazon, I just got it. So if you're new to the concept of a passion planner, as far as setup, the planner has a passion roadmap, which I'll be talking about a little bit later, monthly layout, reflection pages, black and grid pages, and I also like to make use of their 2-page overview of 4 years. So since I got it in 2019, it goes from 2019 to 2022. I think they provide this space, especially for the undated planners, because who knows, maybe it could last until 2022. I don't know if that'll happen for me, but I guess that's what I'm assuming that they had in mind for that. I'll go over the planner with you, and to be candid, I haven't gone back through it. I went through the pages just to kind of plan for this video, but I didn't take a deep dive into it, and we might not get to look at all the months and weeks and how I get that set up, but I just kind of wanted to, let's say, take a trip down memory lane of 2020, at the same time share with you how I get organized. Full disclosure, I am not a super artistic person, so my planner is as real as it's gonna get. You'll see that I actually did try to be artistic, but you know, you gotta stay true to yourself. Let's go ahead and get started with the passion roadmap. It's this full 2-page here. The Passion Roadmap basically provides a guideline of 4 different timelines, basically when you want to ideally achieve your goals. So you've got a 3-month mark, 1 year, 3 years, and a lifetime. I will share some of the goals, but some are of course personal, and I think I will keep that to myself. So as far as the 3-month goes, I had several goals. Keep in mind that this was in April of last year. I wanted to launch a podcast with my best friend Kim, and we did do that, so I get to check that off. The second one is be more outspoken and communicate my ideas, which was something I know that to some of you, you're probably like, that comes natural to you, but for me, I don't know, it takes a little bit more of an effort to do that. I specifically wrote that down with the context of in the workplace, and so yeah, I think that I was able to achieve that in that 3 months. And of course it's not going to be just like, you know, in those 3 months I will do it, but it's something that I will continue to practice, and I feel like I can safely say that I have been practicing it, so I would love to continue that this year and throughout my lifetime anyway. One of the other things was to I put down rebuild pre-corona body, which before the lockdown I definitely felt like really good as far as my physical health, and this of course included going to the gym, and then so this was very optimistic of me that things will open up, which they did again, but then now we're on a second lockdown, I suppose. So yeah, I guess in those 3 months I didn't achieve it, but that's okay, you know, because some things are just out of your control, and gotta keep that in mind as you set your goals. For 1 year, I set a goal to visit my family, read 10 books, and I don't know if you can kind of tell, but I read more than 10 books, which I definitely haven't been a reader at all, and I always inspired to be a reader, and that's, I guess I did achieve it in 2020, which was pretty awesome. I read about 20 plus books, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what we get to do this year with now a full year. Let me know if you read a book in the last year and recommend it down below in the comments, because I'm always looking for good reads. And let's see, another fitness goal that I had was to do 2 unassisted pull-ups, which we'll work on that this year or next, we'll see. As far as 3 years, I noted down to travel back to the Philippines. So as you may know or not know, I was actually born in the Philippines, and I have not been back since I moved to the US, which was back in 2006. So I definitely would love to travel back there within the next 3 years to relearn my culture, because it's slipping, you know, it's slipping a little bit, and so I want to relearn that as I'm getting older, let's say. I just want to reconnect with that part of me. Another one that I have is to reunite with my brothers. They're actually living in Australia, so yeah, it's been, I think one brother I have seen maybe 3 years ago. That was the last time, and then the other one, I just looked at our last picture together, it was in like 2016, so 6 years ago. So I would love to do that in the next 3 years, hopefully sooner. As a family, we did have a plan to meet again this past holiday, but we all know how that went. I just noted down a few things, one of them having financial freedom, which to me, I feel like I do have that now, but I went even further to say I wanted to give back directly to my family, because, you know, I wouldn't be here where I am now without them, so I want to be able to share that with them. Also, I've noted down help others by sharing my experiences and learnings in life and career, and so I guess this video, this channel is a great step to that. And health, happiness, staying connected with friends, and being a good friend. Easier said than done, I think. And then also to live close to my immediate family. So that's in my lifetime goals. This is a, you know, a given roadmap in the planner, but you can definitely take this outside of the planner and kind of use the concept and work on it on a, I don't know, on a bigger page or also digitally as well for all the passions that you have in life, if you want to break it down even further. So yeah, that's how the passion roadmap looks for me. Here's what the 2-page overview of the different years that I was mentioning. One thing that I did want to note was that I do make use of this space. If you can tell, some dates are highlighted, and I make use of this space specifically not to just look at, but to note down when I did a workout. In 2019, I basically migrated the data that I had from my previous planner to this planner, and then for 2020, I also noted down when we were in quarantine and lockdown. That tells me that I did home workouts, you know, just a mental note for myself. But yeah, it's a really great way to get motivated, and especially if you're the type of person who likes to cross things off their to-do list, this is a great way for you to feel that more tangible, like, yes, I did that workout. Of course, besides the feeling of sweat and soreness, so to speak, but to just note it down. I don't know if I will continue this. I will try to for this year, but I recently got an Apple Watch and I do track my workouts there, which is nice because then it's all digital and it's saved on there automatically, but we will see. Maybe I still will long for that, you know, physical crossing off the to-do list. So now we're gonna move on to the monthly layout, which I will share 1 month with you and how I made use of this space, and then also the reflection page, because there's a reflection page after every month. So here was the month of May. It's bright and colorful, but I definitely have some less colorful months here, like July. So again, you know, do it as you want and whatever works for you. The first standout thing for this spread is this mood tracker that I did. I was watching a lot of like bullet journal setup sort of thing, even though it's not a bullet journal, but anyway, I found it convenient to where the mood tracker, of course, you have the little leaves here, and then what the concept is every day that passes, you have kind of like a key to the different types of moods. So I have a legend here which corresponds to different moods and colors. Yeah, I remember it being a nice overview of my month and see how the overall mood was. So this is definitely something that I want to continue this year, even though I only did it, I think, for 3 months, but hey, again, that's okay. And for the actual calendar spread here, I don't have too many events that I note on the monthly spread, because for work, for example, I use my Google Calendar for that. And then for personal, I mean, for the rest of the year, there was not a lot of events to go to because, again, lockdown. How I made use of the space, aside from noting down birthdays of friends and things like that, I actually used the space to write down some highlights from those days. So that's the pink writings that you have here. So yeah, I just thought it would be a great spin to this page that would go unused otherwise, especially, you know, if I'm like spending the time to kind of customize it, I might as well put something, let's say, you know, memorable for me on there. Aside from the dates of the month, on the left side here, you've got different categories. So you have this month's focus, personal, and work, people to see, virtual is okay, places to go, again, virtual is okay as well, and then not to-do list. So for example, in the previous month, not to-do list, spend more time on TikTok than reading. I think that speaks for itself. And then on the bottom here, you've got personal projects and then work projects as well, but you can also customize those bottom pages anyway to whatever makes sense for you. After the whole month, again, you have this monthly reflection, which has different prompts. So some of the prompts include what was the most memorable part of this month, describe it, and actually by writing down some highlights from the month, it helped me fill out the reflection a little better. Just a tip there, I guess. And what were the 3 biggest lessons that you learned in the past month? What or who are you especially grateful for this month, for this past month? And then another is name 3 things you can improve this upcoming month. Those are just some of the prompts that are on here, but I thought it was a really great way to reflect, again, on a monthly basis, even though I didn't do it every month, but you know, as you want. For the weekly spread, I think I got a little bit more experimental with it. It goes from, again, Monday to Sunday. On the outer areas, you have a space for this week's focus, good things that happened, personal to-do list, work to-do list, and then kind of a space of infinite possibilities down here. So basically a brain dump space. Within each column or each day, you also have a timeline from 6 a.m. to 10:30, and I personally actually don't use the time blocks. So what I did was I blocked out the top half for personal to-do lists and then for the bottom ones for work. And I like to keep kind of things lean and have one workspace, so I do use this planner for work and personal things as well. And just an overview, you know, some weeks were definitely lighter than others, like this one, and then, you know, things get crazy. Actually, it's kind of interesting to also notice my handwriting and then like how stressed I am. There's like definitely a correlation there as far as how creative a page looks versus when it doesn't. I think it's an interesting thing to look back on. So towards the back of the planner, again, you have the blank and grid pages, and one of the things that I wanted to do for 2020 was to read more. So inspired by reading journals, I actually kept a reading list here. I like keeping track of the dates of when I started reading the book and when I finished it. And then the book itself, the author, because I also wanted to work on remembering authors' names, whether that's a book or article, just to give credit where it's due. And then I even had an extra column here, whether it was for like a personal read and also for work, because I also wanted to up some, you know, skills that I had by reading some books that pertain to my career. So this was a reading list to start, and then I found out about Goodreads, which is a digital platform where I can keep track of all of that. But hey, if it suits you, you can do both. Yeah, that is my 2020 planner. I mean, since it's undated and there's still definitely extra pages, I will use it for 2021 as well. I hope that you all took something out of this video. Again, welcome back to my channel, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button because I will definitely be posting every week on different topics. So with that, Happy New Year. I hope you all have a great start, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.